Hi guys, good morning. So, since many of you all know that I was admitted recently and it was a back to back admission, so I'm here to share my experience. Okay, what happened was I had a fall. So, when I had a fall, I hit my back. So, due to severe pain, I'm actually a pain tolerant person, so I was actually tolerating the pain due to my work shift and everything, and because I am working on 12-hour shift daily, so I have to sit and work. So the pain was aggravating lah. Pain was like radiating to my whole body and my leg and everything. So some of y'all know that I have anxiety issues. Okay, anxiety and panic attack is two different thing, which maybe I'll talk in some other day. So I'm an anxiety person. So what happened was, forgetting the fall, I started to think that I'm having a minor stroke. So it keeps aggravating. The anxiety was keep aggravating. So I couldn't take the pain as itself. So I went to the hospital. So I went to the hospital. I went to see the specialist directly. He's a neuro specialist, which actually treated me for my Bell's palsy last year. So when I was in her clinic, she could actually see the pain that I wasn't even able to walk. It was very I couldn't explain the pain because it was imaginable. It was unimaginable, I meant. So then she was like requesting me to be admitted because she needs to do the MRI and some other tests. So then okay, so I was like supposed to be admitted. So what happened was, since I wasn't in ER, so it was just a outpatient clinic, so I had to go to the admission counter. There I was sitting. It was just like a sofa, I was sitting there. Imagine my back pain, my backbone, it was paining and I had to sit. Actually, I wasn't able to sit, sleep and walk. That pain was like terrible, but I was sitting there. So then in the admission counter, they was getting all my insurance details. I was using my personal insurance, so they was checking on my personal insurance, and then they submitted for the admission requesting for a guarantee letter. So I contacted my agent. Here, this is the main role I'm gonna explain later. This is the awareness that I wanted y'all to know. Okay, so then I contacted my agent. I informed her that so and so I'm being admitted. So then I still remember the admission counter. They sent my admission request was on 11:50 a.m. where there was a notification also sent to my mobile. So within 10 minutes, usually the admission GL will take 2 hours. So within 10 minutes I already got my approval. Okay, so what happened, I got my approval for admission. The initial guarantee letter was already sent, but I was still waiting at the lobby because I couldn't get a bed. Okay, so where was okay, so they let me to sit in the lobby. So I went and checked again to the admission counter. I see, since my guarantee letter has already been approved, so what is the next step? Then they asked me to pay a deposit of 500. Okay, so certain hospital requires deposit, you see. Okay then, so I was telling them that I've actually paid for the outpatient, so you can consider that as the deposit. So they was like, okay, so the deposit part is settled, the guarantee letter is settled, now for the bed. So they told me the hospital, they are out of bed right now, so I have to wait for a discharge bed. So I do understand their situation. So I was waiting. So it was 12:15 when they told me. So I was sitting there in pain. I was having my gastritis pain because of anxiety. I had gastric. So I was having gastric pain and I was hungry. I was in pain, everything. So what in that particular hospital there is no canteen. So I had to walk out because there is only Subway there. So I had to buy Subway. I walked back in and I had my lunch. So then around 1:30 I went to the admission counter again. I asked them, what about my bed? So what they told me was like, okay, actually the bed is ready. The patient has already paid the invoice, but right now the patient's family have not picked up the patient, so that's why we are waiting for the patient to go back. I really got pissed off because I was in terrible pain. So I believe that a patient who is to be discharged is considered stable and you can come down and sit in the lounge. And patient who is supposed to be admitted is considered who should be considered and given the priority, correct? So I was telling them, if it's okay, I can wait for the bed, but at least get the doctor to give me the medication. I'm in pain. So after that they tried to rush the process and everything, because the doctor contacted them and the doctor was telling that I need to be bedded because I can't be sitting too long. So then the bed was cleared, so then they brought me to the ward. So I was lying down, and yeah, so then the next process went through. I went for my MRI, and yes, I had a slip disc then confirmed on my neck and on my backbone. It was, I think, cervical 3, cervical 5 and 6, and then lumbar 5, and then sacral 1. Yes. So I was in terrible pain and I had to undergo physio for a few days, and the doctor had to give me a very strong painkiller. So here comes the next problem. Due to the painkiller, my stomach was already sensitive, so I was having very terrible gastric. So then yes, before that the doctor wanted to give me a IV medication, so I had to be inserted with the Branula, with the IV line. So because of my veins are very tiny, very small, I was pricked for 15th time to get the vein, and it has to be done. I think the 15th time only the anesthetic doctor managed to get it. Okay, so then they inserted IV medication to control my pain, but due to the medication was very strong, which was able to control my pain, I didn't have pain anymore, but it triggered my gastric. So I was discharged after 3-4 days, and then I came back home. I was having severe gastric issue. So I was supposed to be readmitted the following week for a day care procedure, which is for endoscopy and colonoscopy, to check on my condition of the stomach. So the next day I was having very severe gastric that I couldn't eat, and I was like keep having nausea. So then I went to a clinic nearby. So the doctor gave me medication. It didn't help. So the following day I didn't eat at all. So it was like the gastric was actually triggering and getting worse. I went to clinic in the morning. It didn't help also after the injection. So I went back to the hospital again in the evening. Okay, I was brought to the ER, and then again the IV line problem. They had to keep pricking me. I think but I wouldn't blame them for pricking me, because I knew my issue. My veins are very small. It's very fast. It can be bunked. So the doctors there really tried, and trust me, no nurse tried. It was all doctors and anesthetic doctors who was trying. So yeah, and yes, the second time was 25 pricks and I was wide awake. So imagine that pain. I was already having gastritis, I'm having this pain, and all I could do is just get the line and at least put me on medication. I can't stand the pain, so just keep pricking. So the last prick was the 25th prick, where the anesthetic doctor, again the same doctor, got it, and she even told me if she couldn't get that, then I had to undergo PICC. PICC is a catheter which they will be inserting through your arm direct to the main vein. Okay, so that's another procedure which I don't want to go through. So I contacted my agent. I informed her, hey, so and so I'm getting admitted again. I'm at the ER, and I think they submitted for the admission. Again, within 10 minutes, the guarantee letter was issued. Okay, so the admission counter, they were shocked, like how come the guarantee letter is like just within 10 minutes. Okay, so actually in another word, I'm trying to share my experiences because of how important insurance is in our life. Okay, so I was brought to the ward. I was on a single bed this time, so I was struggling with my pain and everything. And then the procedure went through. They did my endoscopy, they did my colonoscopy and everything. Okay, so time for discharge. So time for discharge, I informed my agent again, hey, I'm being discharged. So the cashier came up from the hospital. She brought to me the invoice asking me to, okay, you have to make payment of 2,000 because this procedure is not covered. So I contacted my insurance. I asked why this procedure is not covered. You know what they told me? The insurance, they told me that because the doctor never requests. That was the customer service. Okay. So I contacted my agent. I said, hey, so and so, this was my invoice, and how could I pay this amount? It's like that. She said, give me 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I screenshot the invoice I sent to her. Within 3 minutes, the guarantee letter came in and I don't have to pay. Except the admin fee, I believe most of the insurance does not cover the admin fee. You have to pay. I think that is less than 100 ringgit. Okay, so which will be subsidized from your deposit that you're paying. So I was discharged without paying anything except the admin fee, which I am well aware of paying that. Okay, so here most of us are very reluctant in taking insurance. Okay, especially youngsters, thinking like, okay, I'm young, I'm healthy, what would I get? No. And the second type of person is thinking, oh, my office has insurance, so it will cover. Third, for kids, the most parents will be thinking, oh, I have office insurance which cover my kids. Or why do kids need insurance? They don't need insurance because they are young, they can be healthy. What is the need of them insurance? Now, insurance is important and the agent plays the second role. You have to get a good agent, a trustable agent, so that you don't have to go through hassle. You see, you are being admitted, you are in a condition, you can't go through hassle. You are not going to lie down on the bed just calling your insurance and that and this. So your agent plays a main role here. Choose your agent wisely. When you are purchasing an insurance, ask question. Be clear before you sign the documentations. Okay, and make sure your agent is reliable. Okay. Second, why the need of insurance if you have an office insurance? Yes. Today you might be working in that company. You get an office insurance. Okay. Say in case you have been diagnosed with, let's say, migraine. You have been officially diagnosed with migraine. Okay. So your office insurance will cover. Say in case you resigned and you're going to take your personal insurance because you have awareness already. Okay, who's going to pay my hospital bill now? I rather take insurance. Do you think that insurance will cover your declared migraine? No. It's a no. And whenever you buy insurance, there is always a waiting period. What if you have been diagnosed with something within the waiting period? The insurance will not cover. Okay? So these are the things you have to keep in mind. How about kids? Why kids need insurance? Because kids are the one who is prone for diseases. They are not adult. They don't know what to touch, what they shouldn't touch, and they don't know who they can play with, they couldn't play with. They are going to school. You don't know. You are not there to monitor your kids 24 hours. Okay? And how long does your office insurance covers your kid? No. That is the reason your kids need insurance first. Okay? And don't rely 100% on your office insurances, because the moment you resign and you apply for your new insurance, if you have been declared with any diagnosis, your insurance will decline it. So when you are healthy without any diagnosis, please get your personal insurance right now. Okay? So this is all for today, and if you all interested, I'm not selling insurance, but definitely I would suggest my agent, because she's someone that very reliable, and you can just call her, talk to her, and from my experience, she never forced me to sign up any insurances. And so I have even recommended few of my friends to her, and she's a person, if you ask a quotation, you can give your budget and she will manage a quotation for you, so you don't have to worry. She will never force you and everything. So if you are looking for insurance, and I will definitely suggest my agent. So there is no commission for me. This is purely heart to heart I'm sharing to y'all. I really want y'all to, I understand we are going through a lot of finance issues, some people here, and you're considering of getting insurance because of your finance issue. Sorry. So you may talk to my agent, and you can give your budget. She will prepare a good proposal. So if you agree, then you sign. She will never force you. So yeah. So guys, get your insurance. Take care of yourself. Be healthy, eat healthy, and stay healthy. Thank you.